Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jared Johnson, and Texas Tech fell to Houston 69-61 Monday night at the USA here in Lubbock, Texas. And, it was a closer game than the final score. Don't get me wrong, Houston had control of the game for much of the game and led, but it was a close game throughout, even getting to be, I think, a one-possession game of 3 points in the final minute of the game before Houston hit another three, and then, everything unfolded from there. But, Texas Tech was undermanned. It was an undermanned Red Raider team. Don't like to make excuses, but, even Coach Kelvin Sampson, Houston's coach, said in the postgame there should be an asterisk next to this win because Chance McMillan and Darian Williams, even as Fran said on the telecast, two all-conference players, all-conference caliber players. You're losing 30 points, each guy playing 30 minutes a game. All the other things they do besides just score for the team, it's almost incalculable beyond just the stats. So, it was definitely an undermanned Texas Tech team, but even with just six really guys in rotation, the Red Raiders, held their own. They fought hard against a very good, clearly a team that's won 21 of or 20 of its last 21 games now, and the one loss was to Tech in overtime. A team that's its only loss in Big 12 play this year. It's a physical team. It's a long team. It's a team that's pretty good offensively, which is different than some of the last couple of Houston teams. They have some legitimate shooters, and it was definitely like a kind of an ugly game in that neither team shot well, especially Texas Tech. And no matter who Texas Tech, fielded or put on the court, you got to tip the cap to Houston for playing very good defense. Now, don't get me wrong, Tech missed some open shots, but some of that was, I think, that people don't realize is when you have to work that hard to create open shots or even just get into your offense, the other team's taking things away like it did with how Houston trapped those high ball screens and really made it difficult for Texas Tech. That affects even when you get open shots eventually. JT Toppin didn't have a monster performance, but 14 and 10, another double-double for him. Christian Anderson didn't shoot very well, but he did have 10 points, and he helped out on the boards with 8 rebounds. I had to check that stat line like 3 or 4 times. Elijah Hawkins made some nice shots. Federico did some good things, but especially defensively. But and Kevin Overton, all the guys who played, even Colonel Walden made a couple of threes. They did contribute and played hard, and Tech played really good defense overall. But they didn't make enough shots. They were definitely undermanned, and you got to tip the cap to a really good Houston team. They could win it all. They're that good. That's what happens when two top 10 teams meet up in a conference scrap, in-state conference scraps. Coach McCaslin after the game said, no asterisk. He wasn't making any excuses. That was really interesting. My man Sean Dillon, producer on the Rockin' pregame show on Rock 101.1 FM here in Lubbock that we do every week. He had a really good tweet with video from both coaches post-game and posted that on X. And so that was really cool to see the two coaches, the mutual respect they have for each other and the programs. But that's done. You split the series with Houston. You're the only team to beat Houston in the Big 12 this year. It's a very good accomplishment. Now you have Kansas at Kansas. And don't get me wrong, I don't even think Kansas is ranked anymore. It's a down Kansas squad. But it's still there at the Fog, one of the toughest places to play in America. And it's not going to be an easy game. I believe that's a 1 p.m. tip-off Saturday in Lawrence. So, to stay on track for Big 12 seeding, I think Tech's third in the Big 12 right now as it stands, before the games were played Tuesday. So you want to definitely stay in that top 4 of the Big 12. You want to improve your resume. But most importantly, and I think this speaks to the decisions, there was some talk in the postgame about who makes decision, who doesn't, how they decide who plays and who doesn't with their injuries. But the most important thing is Chance McMillan and Darian Williams get healthy. And so Tech can make the type of run in March that they have the potential to do. The Final Fours in San Antonio, that seems like a lifetime away almost right now, but what an amazing atmosphere that would be for Texas Tech fans to really show out in San Antonio for the Final Four. I've been to a Final Four that Texas Tech was at, Minneapolis, and Tech kind of took over Minneapolis at times, as Tech does. Tech fans, y'all are amazing, and it was one of the most amazing, 3 or 4 days in my life. I'm not gonna lie, even just from a spectator and reporter perspective. So that would be amazing, but you're not going to make that run most likely if you don't get your horses healthy, your guys like Chance and Darian. So that's number one. There is several days off before this game Saturday, so that helps. But man, if you got to sit them for that game, oh well. But it would be nice for them to get back. We have 3 regular season games remaining now before Big 12 tournament and then the NCAA tournament. So we'll just have to see. I do not know how severe those ankle injuries are. We'll definitely get an idea about that in terms of who plays Saturday, and then moving forward. But I think if you're a Texas Tech fan, you have pride in the way the Red Raiders fought Monday night against Houston. But it was still a loss, and you'd like to go into. I think you've only won in Lawrence once. My Joe told me it was 2018. So that would be an accomplishment if you're able to do that. I don't care how down or not Kansas is. It's still a great program with good players, and that place is is a special place, a very difficult place to play. So for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.